on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, babe, you're here first. All right. Give me just 1 second here. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 1265. Yes, we've made it to episode number 1265 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli. The Walking with Purpose Live Edition live today from Red Morton Park. Today is Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. What would you like to get off your chest today? If you're here live, including you, babe, let us know. What would you like to get off your chest today? Now, because we are a drama-free zone here, if what you would like to get off your chest today involves internet drama, then that's not going to work here. We want to keep it positive. Now, if you're looking to get something off your chest because you want to make it better, you want to do better, like for example, if you're involved in drama, hey Tia, how you doing? Second, hey, welcome. And you want to take a vow of no more drama, especially no more YouTube drama, no more internet drama, no more outrage. It's already crazy enough on the internet. Then go ahead and put that in the chat if you're here live. Get it off your chest. We can talk about it, and I can help you work through it, right? It's not easy. I get it. It's very easy to get stuck in a back and forth nowadays online, right? And I can tell you it's not the most productive thing to do, especially if one side is making money off of your back and forth and you're not making any, right? And it's really not something that would make me feel good making money off of in the first place. Hello, Don and Eli. Hey, Tia, welcome. Thank you for continuing to be a channel member here. I noticed that you keep getting a new badge. I got to start to recognize those more often. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don says, hey, Tia. Audio good? Put a 1 in the chat. You can hear me and see me clearly. So what's on your mind, Tia? What's on your mind, Don, my lady, my lovely lady Don? What would you like to get off your chest? Thanks for the 1. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don. And Tia, thank you for the 1 as well. I got to tell you, it's 52 degrees. It's just slightly warmer than yesterday, but it's still cold. And I'm triple layered up today. Well, I think you need help with your trolling addiction. Can you please take care of that, Tia or Don, whoever gets to it? Sir, we don't play around here. Especially if we don't recognize your account and you don't come in and say, hey, Eli, it's my first time here. How's it going? Nice to meet you. You get right to it and say, I need help with my mother. You take the shotgun approach to the point of where your trolling is obvious, right? After doing this for over 8 years, you become untrollable, right? What these people don't know is I could be the best. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I could be the best troll that YouTube's ever seen. I could go anonymous, and I'll tell you, with my capabilities, I'm not going to go there. That's not the kind of person I am. But if I wanted to troll all of you, um, and I'm not going to say what I was going to say after that because I probably would get flagged down or it would be misinterpreted. But if I wanted to troll all of you, you would see some trolling unlike anything you've ever seen. But that's not me. That's not who I am. I understand the game. I just choose not to play it. I understand the game and it helps me immediately, instantly identify trollish behavior, right? Now, if there are people that legitimately need help with their mother, right? Which this guy didn't. This guy was just trying to stem off of something else, right? Involving mothers. I'm not going to get into that because they're just trying to stir up drama, right? If you legitimately need help with your mother, we can understand that. What I will say in general, though, when it comes to your mother and your father, you should always have the utmost respect for them. And I say the only exceptions would be if your parents aren't good parents. I mean, that's an obvious thing. Even then, I still think that if somebody has parents that haven't been good and maybe someone else has custody of them, right? They should still just say, hey, you know what? It's just something I don't want to talk about. I mean, things happen in life, and it's always good to take the high road. And, I learned taking the high road from the days I was a little kid. Hey, ODN, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. ODN TV is in the house. How you doing, broski? Welcome to the show. It's great to see you here. I'm triple layered up today. I got my gloves on. The outside temperature gauge in my car read 52 degrees. So it's like a couple degrees warmer than yesterday, but it's still cold. But I am more prepared today. Whew. I'll tell you, I'm very, very proud of my mother. My father passed away several years ago. Was it 17 years ago, babe? God rest his soul. Amazing man. My mother is still around, and I have the utmost respect for her. And I'm very fortunate. Same with my brother. Same mother, obviously. It's my brother, right? I'm very fortunate to have such an amazing mother that still treats both of her kids like they're little babies in our 50s. I'm 52. My brother is 50. He's going to be 51 on April Fool's Day. Was around 43 degrees there. That's pretty cold, man. That's pretty cold. That's only 1 degree warmer than it is here. And it's going to dip. But I'm good. I'll do at least 2 laps tonight, walk around the lot. Yesterday I was just, I think it was like, I'm sorry, it was 52 here. Yesterday it was 48 degrees here. And you're saying it's 43, so it's much cooler there. I got that wrong. I'm thinking wrong here. 43 degrees is much colder than it is here right now. Sorry about that, man. My apologies. It's been a long day. I've had a lot of things to do. I've been working on a lot of stuff. And I've been on the computer most of the day, multitasking like a madman. Arizona doesn't get that hot in winter. I'm good, just chilling. Don, how are you doing? Yeah, Don is doing well. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I have a lot of respect for my mother, and when you have good family, even when you get older, you take care of each other. Your family takes care of each other. I feel very fortunate, special, and blessed to have such great family. So yeah, today ODN, we're talking about, Happy Friday. What would you like to get off your chest today? We're trying to keep it positive. We're trying to keep the drama out. But if there's something that, in general, that you want to get off your chest, or you want to turn around, or have a little conversation on, please feel free. I know you've been pretty busy doing some other things, and you've been dealing with some things off of YouTube. I'm not going to get into that out of respect. But I'm also chilling. All right. I went to work yesterday. It sucked. Well, you don't have to tell us where you're working at, but like what type of work is it? Is it like clerical work, or is it like manufacturing type of work, or are you going back? ODN, says Tia. Hey, are you folks seeing mod wrenches in the chat? Because again, like starting yesterday, I started seeing mod wrenches again in my chats here on GNA too. But other channels have shields, and we did have shields here for a little while. What does it look like on your end, Don, Tia, ODN? Do you have a mod wrench or a mod shield? No, I see a shield. As I'm going back on Tuesday. So what you're saying is, Don and Tia, you're seeing shields on your end. On my end here, through the mobile app, the broadcasting screen of the YouTube mobile app, it shows mod wrenches. Maybe they haven't updated that yet. Oh well. It is cold. I can tell. But being triple layered up makes all the difference. I've got 2 light long sleeve shirts underneath, and then this light jacket. And the reason why I do it that way is because I'm very flexible, rather than wearing one heavy jacket, right? This is very comfortable for the walk and keeps me warm when it starts getting down into the low 50s and 40s and 30s. Whew. Hang on a second here. We've got some people coming. I'm going to have to pass around. It's an interesting day today. There wasn't a lot of traffic coming to the park. Maybe people got off early today from work for some reason. It is Friday. But yeah, like I was saying yesterday, I've been in a very cool, calm, and collected mood. I have like no desire to respond to dumb things that people do on YouTube. I have no desire to respond to dumb things that people do on YouTube. Now, I'm not saying I'm never going to call anyone out again. I just don't feel it at this point. I feel like living in peace and serenity and relaxation. And it may be boring to many people. Many people already think I'm boring, and maybe I am boring, like I've said. But I really don't care. What I care about is being in a relaxed and peaceful and steady and positive state, which is the purpose of people coming here, to get to that state, rather than being stuck in a constant loop of outrage like many people are out here on YouTube and the rest of the internet, right? I truly made a vow the other day to bring more positivity back to YouTube, to make YouTube fun again, right? Now, I'm not saying that sometimes it's not warranted to call people out on certain things or to share stories. But my thing is this: how many times do people have to say the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, all day, every day, for weeks or months straight? And that's how, like, some of these channels out here on YouTube operate. Talk about the same people, the same things. It's an endless back and forth. It's like a ping pong game that never ends, right? Because nobody wins. In a ping pong game that never ends, you just keep going back and forth. Bunk, 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 right? The game never ends. You're stuck in an endless loop that gets you no results, gets you nowhere, right? Yeah, some people that know how to monetize that might make a little bit of money, but really, what does it do beyond that? And is it worth it, right? I sent you a screenshot of my screen on Messenger. Odian said, I wish I had a girlfriend that would show me Come on, ODN. Yeah, I'm getting tired of that game. It's kind of fun talking smack about people every once in a while, but if it starts to become a waste of time, it starts to become a waste of time real quick. Yeah, can't help you with that, ODN. I will find one someday. Yes, and ODN, I think you're more than capable of finding a woman or finding women the proper way without having to go, like you said, and pay for it, right? I mean, come on, man. It's all good. It's all good. I'll tell you, dude, if you want me to be honest with you, and I love Dawn. I got no problem being there for Dawn, and I'm not complaining. But when you have a woman, it costs a lot more money than doing what you said you've been doing, which I don't believe. I think you're just kind of joking about it. But anyway, relationships are not cheap, man. But together, you share each other's resources, and together you make a good team. And at the end of the day, it's worth it, man. Because, when you have a special someone in your life, they're really good at balancing you out. And, if you're a man like myself, then you're really good at balancing your lady out. See, Dawn and I, we balance each other out, right? And that's what a relationship, a good relationship does, right? You find that balance, right? Are you always going to get it right? No. Most of the time, you're not going to get it right. But as long as you're being positive and you both are doing your very best to balance each other out and balance things out in general, that's what matters. That's what a good couple does, right? It's something that you don't learn at a young age. Because when you're in your teens and your 20s as a man, you've got only one thing on your mind. Sometimes going into your 30s and even your early 40s. Sometimes you only have one thing on your mind. Then you get to 52 like me and you're like, I just want to settle down. I just am happy. I've always been happy with one woman. And I probably could have had a lot more fun than I did because I've always been relationship minded. But I've got absolutely no desire to date anymore. I'm very happy in my relationship, and I'm very happy to have found someone that, I won't say completes me because that sounds really weird. That complements me, right? We complement each other, right? You remember, you complete me. You had me at hello. You complete me. You had me at hello. That's not going to work nowadays. That comes up a little bit too clingy and too needy for the modern world where women have a lot more options than they did even just 20 or 30 years ago, right? So, using a line like "you complete me" is not going to get the answer typically from a woman, "you had me at hello." I mean, you might get some women that are still like that, but it's rare. If you find one of those, then you're a lucky man. But anyway, excuse me. Probably gonna start to take the glasses off right now. There's still some light out, but it's starting to get darker. It's harder to see the screen with the sunglasses on. Harder to read the messages. All right. Yeah, ODN, while you're here. Not this Sunday, not the following Sunday, but 3 Sundays from now. 2 Sundays from this Sunday is going to be episode number 52 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast. The 1-year anniversary. We want to get all the GNA executives on there, including you. And Dawn and Sandra and Tia are going to talk tomorrow. I think what we should do is have another GNA executive meeting with all 5 of us sometime soon and plan a great 1-year anniversary show and do a little strategizing for the future. So I don't know about you, ODN. Are you open to possibly starting to monetize some of your content on YouTube? I'm curious to know. Thank you, Tia. I appreciate you saying that. ODN, I didn't settle down until I was 35. My husband was more than I could ask for. We met really unexpectedly, had a good life. I miss him every day. You will find your soulmate when you don't expect it, right? I don't want to tell everybody where I'm working, but it is not a motel, and I have to wash more than blankets. Oh. Oh, like dishes. Okay. I love your story, Tia says, respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Don, me too. God rest your husband's soul, Ray. Yeah, I know it's not easy. Yeah. I highly doubt that day will ever come. Quite honestly, it doesn't bother me. Like Eli said, the ladies cost a lot of money and I don't have enough. LOL. ODN, listen, man. You'll find a way, man. You'll find a way. You'll find a way. And yeah, ladies do cost a lot. But here's the thing, dude. You can be a man that's lonely and grow old being lonely and have lots of money, or try to find a way to balance it out and have happiness, man. I'd rather have less money and be happy than have a ton of money in the world and be lonely and miserable, man. And I'm not saying that you're lonely and miserable, but honestly, dude, you're going to find the right one. She's going to come out of nowhere, just like Dawn did. I didn't expect it to happen with Dawn. And Dawn lived an hour and 15 minutes away from me. But we had such a great conversation on the phone. I wanted to meet her and see what would happen. And I didn't know what was going to happen. It was quite a little bit of a distance, right? And we met, and it felt right from the very beginning. You know? And it's all good. Shit just happens, like Tia says, when you least expect it. Until then, man, you just got to go out and have some fun and just meet people and hang around good people. And here's the thing, man. I know the truth of the matter is this. The content that I create here is not, hey, Sandra, I see you. How you doing? I'll get to your question in a second. Thank you so much for being here. Great to see you. I know ODN and others, the content that I create here when I'm not calling people out is pretty boring. It is, but it's educational and it can help a lot of people, right? You know, and I'm not saying, you know, we're never going to call people out again and we're never going to, you know, do some more outrageous type of content or something like that. I'd like to, you know, minimize the outrage. I know it's impossible to not address certain things at times that are outrageous, but I want to minimize that. But here's the thing. When I was single, man, let me tell you what the best feeling in the world was when I was single. It's having time to myself. You watch your own show. You have nobody to respond to, or you have no one. I mean, it's good. There are good and bad things, but in the meantime, you're by yourself. You can watch whatever you want on the TV, right? You can pretty much do whatever you want, right? And it's like absolute crazy freedom. And then you get used to it, and it's all good. You go out, hang out with your friends, do other things to occupy your time, right? And then out of nowhere, while you're just doing your own thing, someone will pop in there. Whether it's from a dating site, whether you see them, you know, while you're out and about, they'll just pop up. And it'll be natural. And you won't even have to try. You just be yourself, right? Sandra says, hey, ODN, Don and Tia. Hey, Eli says, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. Hello. Sandra Palacio says, Eli, how do you mean relationships are expensive? Some ladies cost a lot of money. High maintenance, you mean? Well, yeah, some of them are high maintenance, but I'm talking about even the non-high maintenance ladies are expensive, Sandra. Being in a relationship is expensive because you can have ladies that are not high maintenance. I do not consider Dawn to be high maintenance, right? But we live in the Bay Area, and things are even more expensive here than most other places, right? And yeah, even women that are not high maintenance are expensive. Women that are high maintenance, right, are out of my are out of my budget, right? Women that are high maintenance want like Gucci bags and fur coats and stuff like that, right? That's high maintenance to me. A woman that wants to go on a date, dinner for two or the movies and stuff, that's not high maintenance. Still costs some money. Still, you're looking at a $200 to $300 date night, sometimes maybe a little bit less. But how much does a Gucci bag cost? 500, 1,000 or more? How much does a fur coat cost? Thousands, if not tens of thousands, right? You see, do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, high maintenance to me is on the extreme end. But listen, even the lowest maintenance woman on the planet is still expensive. It's just the cost of dating, the cost of being in a relationship. It's just the cost of life. When you share it together, the truth of the matter is, and I'm not complaining because I'm good. I'm happy with Dawn. I think women have a lot more expenses than men do because of their feminine hygiene products and things that men don't have to deal with, right? There are a lot more hygiene products that women need than men, and they're very expensive. You know what I mean? It's a lot simpler living as a man. I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying it because if you look at your relationship, probably 2/3 of the hygiene budget goes to the woman, at least. That's a fair statement. It's a very fair statement. Hey, I only have a Dooney and Burke, and I got you that on a discount because the other one you had was stolen before you met me. These days, women are in control. They are greedy. Well, that's true too. I wouldn't say all of them are, but a lot of them are, and that has a lot to do with social media, and it has to do a lot with how they want to be perceived publicly because they're trying to make money online, right? It's the perception, right? That's true, says Sandra. Says Don. That's responding to Sandra's message. ODN says, can I ask you this, Eli, from a science-only view? How were humans made and why, without bringing in God or Jesus, why are we here in your opinion? Well, some people think it's, Darwin's theory of evolution? Is that what you're talking about, ODN? ODN, you always have some really weird yet interesting things to talk about, right? That's okay, man. That's okay, my friend. Broski. I believe in God. And, that's who I believe in. Some people believe in Darwin, right? The theory of evolution. Is that what you were referring to? ODN, are you more so talking about Darwin? My personal beliefs, I believe in God. But without talking about religion, well, then I can't give you a fair assessment because I believe in God. I mean, how can I give you a fair assessment? It's like you're asking me, well, if you weren't religious and if you didn't believe in God, what would your theory be about how humans came about, right? I don't know how to answer that, man. What's your second best guess? Well, the next best thing would probably be Darwin. Are you a Darwin believer? Let me ask you, ODN. Are you a Darwin believer? Are you a believer in the theory of evolution? Darwin's theory of evolution, right? Let's start there. If we're gonna, okay, yeah, I mean, that's a good question, man. And I don't think a whole lot about it because I've grown up to be a God-loving man. I believe in Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross, right? For all of us, right? Now that's how I was born and raised. I'm Greek Orthodox. My father, my late father, who passed away about 17 years ago, was the cantor at our Greek Orthodox church for 45 years. The cantor sings the hymns along with the priest. His father was a cantor that I was named after. My dad's dad was named Elias. I was named after him, right? And yeah, I don't know of any other way, and I believe. And I was raised this way, but I independently believe this way. It's not just because my mother and father raised me to believe. It's because I've learned to believe on my own. And I'll tell you this, ODN. If you've noticed, we have a lot of issues here in this country, especially since the internet came out. We've got a lot of issues, right? But you want to know the people I resonate with the most are people that have faith in God and Jesus, right? Faith in the Lord and God, right? I have faith, right? It's up to each individual if they want to have faith or not, or where they want to have faith at or not, right? Please let me know if my reception starts going bad. Let me know. This is the bad reception area, but they're in progress of putting in a new cell tower building, and Don saw it the other day. You saw that building that used to be a liquor store that went out of business after many decades, and I think they're selling it to, I think they sold it to AT&T, and they're making it like an additional in-town massive cell tower. This is great. It's going to have great coverage in the areas that are spotty, like over here and some other parts near where Don and I live. We have decent coverage at the house. Plus, we've got fiber there. We're on Wi-Fi, so we're all good. Holy Jesus. That's a shepherd over there barking at me. Oh, boy. That's probably like a 50, 55-pound shepherd, a little bit bigger than our dog, Bochi. You don't mess with a German shepherd, I'll tell you that. It reminds me of the story that you told me about your dog growing up. I got to mention that again, Don, babe. You guys had a 105-pound female German shepherd named Ella, right? And your dad would say, Ella's got a big old butt. And Ella would get mad at your dad. That's funny, man. I gotta tell you, babe, your dad is a funny guy, man. Big ass, 105-pound German Shepherd B word. You know, the female dogs are the B, right? I'm trying to cut down my profanity on YouTube. Not because I'm worried about monetization, because I'm trying to be a better person. Ella's got a big old butt. Oh, man. No, your dad's a good guy. Like, Dawn's dad, whenever we get together, we talk politics, like, respectfully. He's not a Trump supporter. He's more like down the middle, kind of like Dawn and I are. We're like slight left, but I think Dawn's dad is like a centrist, I guess what they call it, right? Or like a moderate, right? Or like libertarian or something like that, like more down the middle. Independent party. He's not a Trump fan at all. Let's put that out there. But he believes in the Second Amendment. And a lot of people would probably think he's more conservative, but he's not. He's a realist. He's down the middle, and I respect that. Like, I love talking politics with him because no one else wants to talk politics with me, and I love talking about politics. I used to not like talking about politics because of the backlash, and then you get used to being on YouTube for 8 years. You get used to people talking smack about you for 8 years, then you're like, oh, what the fuck, whatever, I don't care. If they're gonna talk shit about me, they're gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna talk about politics. That's the truth of the matter, you know. Talk about what you want. Just do it respectfully, and I do it as respectfully, maturely, and professionally as possible, right? Dawn told me tonight, the Law and Orders are coming back next week. I'm like, yeah, that's true, babe, because the Olympics are ending, you know. Whenever the Olympics are on the network that's hosting them, it preempts all their regular programming for that like 2-week period, that 2.5 week period. I miss Law and Order. Don't. You know, I'll tell you this, and people are going to laugh at me for this, but I don't care, right? ChatGPT is like my unofficial therapist, right? Unofficial, right? This is a joke. But, so ChatGPT is my unofficial therapist, right? And everyone, I'm not going to get too far into that, but everyone knows that I've got some lawsuits I'm dealing with right now as the plaintiff, right? Sometimes, in order to ground myself, I have conversations with ChatGPT, and I say, you know, in the actual courtroom I'm going to be in one of these days, the judge would like never really use the gavel, huh? Like, order in the court, dun, 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 dun. And they're like, no, they would just procedurally ground you back. And I'm like, so they don't have a gavel? No, they have a gavel, they just don't use it really. If they have to use the gavel, there's something really, really seriously going on. I'm going to wait, there's some people coming. And then I asked them one thing. I asked them one question. You know that dun-dun sound that's used on all the Law and Orders? I'm like, if I were to use that like on a live stream, I bet that's probably copyrighted by Dick Wolf, executive producer, or NBC, or the whole thing, right? So I ended up running it through Google because sometimes ChatGPT will not get into specifics like that for legal reasons, right? I asked Google AI, and man, that dun dun sound is not only copyrighted, it's registered trademarked. That thing is so bulletproof. If you use that thing, it'll at least get content ID claimed, right? The iconic dun dun. That's like the greatest sound, man. I mean, I would love to do some live streams in the future and use that sound after, certain events happen, right? But that thing would be copyright claimed. Do you have any thoughts on what is that, ODN? Digital something concept? Can you use layman's terms? You know what layman's terms are, right? Terms that the average everyday idiot like myself can understand. Oh, AI God? Oh, so you're saying, do you have any thoughts on a digital AI God concept? Oh, you're talking like a digital Jesus or a digital God Almighty? Are you talking like also having like digital virtual priests at the actual church? Now most churches, including ours at the Greek Orthodox Church in Belmont, California, near where we live, they live stream the services every Sunday on the website. Churches are live streaming their services. I don't know what's next, man. It's ODN. You're talking about. You remember back in the days, the original Wizard of Oz. That was great. That was great. Great effects back in those days. Those were great effects for that time, right? You're talking like the wizard, right? Have like a God AI version where when you do something wrong, you shunned yourself upon the Lord or something like that, right? Are you talking about something like that, ODN? Like where you have a Wizard of Oz type of God figure, like AI style? That's that's insane, man. But we're heading in that world, man. We really are. Yes, where like fire comes out of his mouth if like you sin upon the Lord or God Himself. If you sin and you don't ask for forgiveness of your sins, then this big fireball comes out of God's mouth, right? AI style. I don't know, man. I mean, look, it may sound strange, but hey, whoever thought that stuff would be this good with AI? Oh, by the way, ODN and Don and Sandra and Tia, that's too freaky. It couldn't be real. Yeah, I don't think God would approve of that, Tia. I don't think God would approve of an AI version of Himself. I don't think so. I think God has a registered trademark and also has a copyright registered on His name and likeness. Speaking of name and likeness, oh, I got to tell you, the new YouTube likeness detector. All channels now in the YouTube Partner Program have been eligible to apply for it. Now, I have it on both channels, along with the Copyright Match tool. It's under the Content Detection tab. It's still in beta, but for the first time today, it actually picked something up on the likeness detection tool. And it picked something up on a video that happened yesterday. That's fast. That's actually fast for a standard channel because YouTube has a more robust system for record companies and Hollywood and stuff like that, and motion picture companies and all that. They have Content ID, the full version, which picks things up instantly, right? But we are actually heading towards a more instant copyright detection system for average everyday creators like me. That AI detection is pretty damn good. Now, it's still in beta, and it's not 100%. You still have to manually review what they flag down. But I'm telling you, what you do, if you have been offered access to it, if you're in the YouTube Partner Program, you've already been offered access. And they're going to roll it out slowly to everyone, and it's still in beta. What you do is you have to scan your driver's license front and back. And then I forgot something else you have. Oh yeah, you have to also scan your face like around it. I'm telling you, man, this thing is good. This is gonna really start to flag down a lot of copyright stuff and stuff that affects your name and likeness. And when you file a likeness takedown, it is not copyright. It is considered a privacy complaint. So here's the thing. Once that goes down, that video is down permanently. Now, that will not put a strike on your channel, but if you get too many of them, YouTube can shut you down. So you got to be very careful nowadays when you're using people's name and likeness. It will show up in the likeness detection tool that's within your content detection tab that also has the copyright match tool in there. So there used to be a copyright tab, which was just the copyright match tool. Now it says content detection. And when you click on that, one tab is copyright. The next tab to the right of that is likeness detection. Oh man. Hey, ODN, I'm glad you brought this up because this is getting scary, but actually very helpful to people like me that I've been trying to protect my name and likeness for years. You know, right? Right, ODN? Let's see. ODN TV says, well, if we found out that we were all digital already, like if we found out that there was electricity, it's us and we were robots that needed fuel. What if we found out we were made by AI, time traveler, like if we were spoken to existence with prompts? Yeah. Are you kind of talking like Back to the Future style, except going into the future? So Back to the Future, 1985 was the year that it was released. It was about 1985. And they were back in, 1955? 30 years prior. And then they went 30 years into the future into, 2015? And they were trying to depict what was happening. You remember they had those hoverboards and stuff? Now, I think they tried to make those hoverboards, and I think they do exist, but they don't work as well as they did in the movie Back to the Future. But it's interesting to see how much more technologically advanced we've been since 2015, and now in 2026, man. Like I'm telling you, even the last couple of years, I'm just talking about 2024, 2025, and 2026. AI has really taken over. We knew it was coming. Back to the Future but with robots that created us kind of like the Terminator, but instead of machines destroying us, machines made us and planted us here. I see your theory, dude, but I don't believe in that. I don't believe we are machines. I believe we are human beings. We are biological creatures. Like AI we create goes back through time to create us. Yeah, I mean, you're talking kind of like when Marty McFly went back to 1955 to make sure that the sequence of his parents happened the way it was supposed to happen, or he would ruin the current day, right? Sandra says, hey, babe, start getting in your quote. I'm going to be going off the air soon. Sandra says, well, we do have electricity running through our bodies. That is true, Sandra. Machines don't bleed, says respectfully, maturely, and professionally. You're right about that. We do have blood, and that is what keeps us going. Our heart and pumping blood through our veins, right? Santa Palacio says, so how do robots evolve? Through binary code, Sandra, zeros and ones. Robots evolve through binary code. I think that's the only thing that would make logical sense, right? Hey, ODN, you plan on going live at all later on tonight? Babe, if ODN goes live, you mind if we tune in just for a little bit? ODN says, very true, machines do not bleed, but what is famous machine could create a more advanced machine that could bleed and was undistinguishable from a real human or insect or animal. Well, we could do anything nowadays, ODN. People can take me, use AI, and make me look and say like I'm saying something I'm not. That's why likeness detection is out. See, YouTube is now giving us tools that we can use when people are using AI to make us say something that we're not. If they're doing that, we can use the likeness privacy complaint takedown, which is not copyright and cannot be rebutted, which is great. That is a great tool because when it comes to copyright, people will file that counter notification, and then you got to sue them if you want to keep the video down or try to stop them from infringing upon your copyright. Bunch of typos in that message, no worries. I was going to try to stay off the internet for a while. That's not going to happen, broski, because I'm going to bug you behind the scenes. You don't mind if I reach out to you behind the scenes, do you? Or do you just not want to talk to me? Come on, dude. Why are you going to be off the internet for a while? We love having you around. We all have moments, man. I've had my moments. It's all good, dude. If you want a little break, no worries, man. You can contact me. Of course, man. You're not going anywhere, dude. We we need your voice, man. You've got a powerful voice, and you know a lot of my backstory. You are very well versed on many things that I've dealt with, especially out here on YouTube. You have a lot of experience in that, and I appreciate that. Oh, by the way, I was going through some files preparing, for the upcoming major hearing, ODN, of the case, and I came across your sworn affidavit, and I'm like, thank you, man, appreciate that. That was well done, and I appreciate that because you've been there and you've seen everything that's happened. And you're right. You know, I was debating on whether to submit exhibit number 47, which was those videos from the past. And I'm glad I did, because they can be used as pattern evidence as long as you have current evidence of other stuff within the quote unquote SOL for short. SOL is short for statute of limitations, right? No problem, broski. I do the same thing for you, man. I do the same thing for you. But yeah, anyway, babe, if you have a quote, please get it in there. Do you have a quote? Babe, are you getting a quote in here? Because I'm going to go off the air in a second. And I'm so, yes, hold on. Yeah, no problem. No problem. No rush. Just get it in as soon as you can. As soon as possible. No big deal. I'll tell you, being triple layer up makes all the difference. Even if it's 30 degrees. It's triple layers that are, they're thin layers. They're two thin layered shirts. And then there's a thin jacket I have. And that's a perfect balance. Keeps me warm. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Dawn says in her quote, doxing poisons the very platform it's posted on, turning dialogue into danger, views into victims, and community into collateral damage. One more time. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Dawn says, doxing poisons the very platform it's posted on, turning dialogue into danger, views into victims, and community into collateral damage. Thank you. Excellent quote, says ODN. Yeah, I'm not going to get too far into this here, but there have been some things happening throughout certain communities out here on YouTube, and I don't really want to comment on them. But there's been some really not so great things happening. Let's just put it that way. I just don't want to get involved. I think that's where that quote stems from. And I feel bad for the people that are on the receiving end of this. But, you know, here's the thing. This is why, you know, going in a back and forth on YouTube with YouTube drama, it's a loss for both sides. Nobody wins. Nobody wins, right? You know, if one side antagonizes the other side enough, they're going to end up doing things like that, which is not right. But like I said at the beginning of the show here, how many times do you need to talk about the same thing or same people over and over and over again, right? But yeah, we do not condone doxing or harassment or bullying or anything like that over here at the GNA. Thank you, babe. Please smash a thumbs up, show some love and appreciation. Thank you. Have a great weekend. You too, Tia. Please smash the thumbs up. Yes, you put it twice. Thank you. And Don with the OK sign and the thumbs up. All right, folks, we're at 64 minutes, an hour, and 4 minutes. Love you all. Gotta go. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other. See you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone.